Hi, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you two different looks with the Wild Nothing palette from Colourpop. So here recently I've done some kind of extravagant eyeshadow looks, and in the comments of some of my videos I have seen, I would like to see something more every day, and I posed that question, would you like to see that? And I'm very glad that you guys answered. So I recently picked up the Wild Nothing palette from Colourpop when they had the sale, like all of their 12 pan palettes were $12 each. And I thought that this palette just looked very nice for spring, something that you really could use as like an everyday, very quick and easy palette, and that you could really pull different colors and create different looks. So what I have here is I actually did two different looks using this palette. So let me show you how I got this look first. So to begin with, I went in with top down, and I put that kind of higher up onto the lid and into the crease. And then in the crease, I went in with a little bit of Come Together just to deepen it up, to give it a little bit more depth and dimension. And then on the lid, I really wanted to go in with this shade Seashells. It's just this beautiful greeny gold color. But honestly, you could use Alcove, you could use Spirited. You could really use any three of these shades to change up how the inner part of your eyelid is going to look. And I took that shade Seashells and I only applied it to the inner 2/3 of the eyelid to really bring brightness and light into the inner part of my eye. And then on the outer corner, I wanted to create some depth, so I went in with this matte shade called No Bounds. And so that's really how I accomplished this. So that is what, 1, 2, 3, 4 shades that I used on the eyelid to create this look. And again, I think that you could really change it up using the shade Seashells, Alcove, or Spirited. You also could use this shade Sultan, but honestly, it's not my favorite. I don't know what about it. It's just not my favorite shade. You also could use Coastline if you wanted to as well. It's a little bit less shimmery, so it would be more subtle, but you could put that on where I put the shade Seashells. So you could use this method of applying an eyeshadow look and really be able to customize it however you like, so you don't have to just use these shades every time. It's just the top down, Come Together, and No Boundaries gives you a good base to start with, and then like I said, you really could customize what you put on the inner 2/3 of the eyelid. Now on the bottom, I went in with the shade No Bounds very close to the lash line, and then I took the shade Top Down and went under that to kind of smudge it out, so it kind of connects to the outer corner where I have No Bounds, but it doesn't look super heavy or super dark. Like if I was going for a more nighttime look, I would use the shade No Bounds all the way across the eyelash line as a liner, and then do it more darkly on the bottom lash as well. So this is also a look that you could customize to go from daytime to nighttime very easily. And so that is how I created the look that you're seeing on this eye. Now on this other eye, I went in more with the pinks and the golds, and I realized that this looks very patchy right here. I don't know why, but this eye is just like continuously watering the whole time I've been doing my makeup, so just ignore that. But also note, I did go in before either eye look with my Milani eyeshadow primer, because I do believe eyeshadow primer can make a really big difference in how your eyeshadow turns out and how it wears throughout the day. So here is this eyeshadow look. For this eyeshadow look, I went in with the shade Morningside, and I really kept that down into the crease. And then I took it as well on the inner third and the outer third, going for that kind of a halo eye that I tend to like a lot, but I wanted to make it this time much more daytime looking versus really, extreme and extravagant like I done with the purple eyeshadow look that I recently did. So after I put Morningside on the inner third and the outer third, I then went in with the shade Alcove, and I placed that just a little bit more to the center, still leaving the actual center bare. So I just placed Alcove next to Morningside on either side of my eyelid, and then in the very middle of the eyelid, I went in with the shade Sultan to try to give it this brightness to the very center, like above my pupil, and to create this gradient going from Sultan to Alcove to Morningside. Then I went in with the shade Hot Springs, and I did deepen up the outer corner of the eyelid just a little bit. And then I also decided to use Hot Springs as my eyeliner. So I took it on a very thin brush. This is probably called an eyeliner brush, just the set I have doesn't have a name on it. And I took that right along the lash line just to give me a little bit of definition. And then after I had all of that placed, I went in with the shade Crystal Cove, and I just buffed out the Morningside that was in my crease, and I took the Crystal Alcove all the way up to my eyebrow. And I really think this is pretty. Again, I know this looks so patchy, but I really like using the shade Hot Springs as a liner. It's just kind of different. It's like this brownish mauve color. You also could definitely change up and use No Bounds if you wanted to do like a brown liner. I think using eyeshadow as liner is a really nice way of making a look stand out, but still making it soft, more of a daytime type of look, because actual liners tend to be a little bit more defined, a little bit more pigmented. So using an eyeshadow as an eyeliner just makes it a little bit more soft. For the bottom lash line, I just wanted to kind of recreate what I did on the top. So I went in with Morningside on the outer part and on the inner part of my lower lash line, and then in the middle I just went straight in with Sultan because it was already so pink. I didn't feel like I really needed to define it with Alcove and Sultan again. So I just took Sultan and put it straight on the bottom right below the pupil to match what I did on the upper eyelash, or excuse me, to match what I did on the upper eyelid. And so here's two different looks, again using the same palette, the Wild Nothing from Colourpop. And really you could do this with any eyeshadow palette. You don't have to have this specific palette to be able to create multiple looks using one eyeshadow palette. Another great one I like that is from Colourpop for like everyday looks is this Going Coconuts, because you just have this really nice cool brown, a more warm brown. You have this great shade for blending. You have these different shimmer shades that you can choose from. I think this is a really nice everyday palette as well. But also, can we just talk about the actual packaging, like how cute this is with the cactuses? I really like this. So in total, we used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we used 8 of these 12 shades to create this look. And again, you could go even more simple. You literally could go in with Morningside in the crease and then place one of these shades all over the lid. You could even go in with like Coastline and put it all over and blend it out to have like a one shadow look. You could also, I mean, it's just very customizable, and that's what I wanted to showcase, was how you could customize these eyeshadow looks, make them work for you, but also be very daytime appropriate, something that you could do quick. And I think both of these eyeshadow looks took me maybe 3 minutes to complete when I, because I wasn't talking and demoing, I was just going in and doing it. So that is me showing you a couple of looks from the Wild Nothing palette from Colourpop. I also have the I also have the Good as Gold palette that I will be doing some looks with. What I plan to do with this is to do one eye that is very daytime, and then the other eye show how I transition from daytime to more of a nighttime, more of a bold look using one palette. So thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think about these eyeshadow looks. I hope this was helpful to you. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you will like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.